G'day all, I'm Paul Bennet, the lead pilot and director of Paul Bennet Airshows. Behind me here is my favourite aeroplane of all time. It's called the Wolfpitz Pro, built by Steve Wolf in the United States, which previously was ordered by White's Coleman, a good friend of mine, and Steve built it for him. It's powered by a IA540 Lycoming engine, 400 horsepower. The engine's built by Icom, so it's an aftermarket, purpose-built engine with all the high-performance mods done to it. And the propeller on the front, it's a new propeller now actually, it's a Hartzell Talon. I've also got a Hartzell Claw for this aeroplane, but we're just trying both propellers to see which one I like the best at the moment. So as you can see, the Wolfpitz Pro is a biplane. So I get asked a lot, you know, what's the difference between a monoplane or a biplane, or maybe why I like biplanes better. With a biplane, you sort of cop, I guess, a slight penalty because you've got flying wide, so there's a drag penalty there. However, the overall weight of a biplane is always lighter than a monoplane. So when it comes to hanging on the prop, doing a torque roll, anything vertical where you need some hang time, double hammerhead, forward flip and so on, that's where, for me, the biplane is fantastic, despite the fact that they look the coolest aeroplane ever built. One of the features of the Wolfpitz is these really large ailerons that are hooked together here by the slave strut. They've got the horn balance on the end, they've got spades underneath basically for the power steering, so that when you move the stick, the weight is the same no matter where the stick is or no matter how fast or slow you're going, and so it gives it a fantastic roll rate. Some more features of the Wolfpitz, this massive rudder with a big fin, and also a really large elevator and stabiliser. So the whole empennage of the aeroplane, this group of control surfaces is called the empennage. It's really large with a lot of movement. It's fantastic for doing the cool tricks, especially with the rearward centre of gravity of the aeroplane. Hanging on the prop, forward flips, double hammerheads, it makes them really cool and really controllable. I mean, it does make it a bit unpredictable with the rearward centre of gravity, but this aeroplane handles fantastic in the right hands. Okay, so here's the cockpit of the Wolfpitz. So it's reasonably straightforward and simple, I guess. It's got a seat that's designed to have a fair bit of rake in it, and your legs are up high in the aeroplane with bent knees. Helps you get really good control on the rudder. It also helps if your legs are up and you're sort of in a bit more of a laid down seating position. It's better for positive G's when you're trying to keep the blood in your head to stop it running to your feet. But as you can see, it's a pretty simple dash. So we've got the throttle here, we've got the propeller control, fuel selector, the mixture control, our magneto switches, and just simple switches here, and this is our engine instrument. We've got our radio down here. So we've got airspeed, altimeter, pretty comfortable. We've got our softy parachute in here, just in case we have any type of structural failure, and the easiest thing to do is to jump out, but we obviously don't want to do that because it's the only one in the world, so that's a very, very last resort. We've got our checklist on the side here, don't do anything stupid. We've got the old wording up the top, fly good, don't suck. This is my unlimited known sequence. It's what I've been flying at competition, so I flew this sequence at the Nationals. So this sequence is designed to either give you 5 figures that you've got to have in the sequence, and you can put the rest in yourself, and then under it is my airshow sequence. Quite often I'll do both those sequences in one flight just to practice and stay on top of it. It's very important for me to stay on top of the arresti. We call the competition stuff arresti, which is all about perfection, and the airshow sequence, I guess, is being all about being able to perform cool tricks to a high standard. So that was a brief look at the Wolfpitz Pro, highest performing aerobatic biplane in the world. If you want to see it in more detail, you can go to our website at www.paulbennettairshows.com.au and you'll see the full review.